Hello, everyone. This is Serpenta here. Hope you're all doing well. I'm here in VR in a large room that I made, and I'll just kind of turn and show you. It's got a lot of creatures in it. Actually, it's got like 32 creatures in it. They're all the monsters that I have, and I just kind of wanted to make a hall that looked pretty nice and could show them all off. That's big enough. So I also worked on getting my hands done a little bit better. So as you can see, it's a little more flesh colored. And I also managed to get uh, the swords to sit in my hand the way that I liked, so they actually feel correct. So that took a little while. I kind of fell into a rabbit hole doing that for a while, but I really like how it came out. So especially for the Uthbert, which is really awesome sword. If you can read that, Uthbert. Anyway, historical, classic, awesome Viking sword. But anyway, the whole point to this was just to kind of look around and test. This is my test area. So I put some barrels out just to see how they would look. And they're pretty cool. And then we'll go through the monsters here that I've got. So you probably, like I said before, you've seen probably a lot of these. Here's the ogre. And boy, he's pretty big. And the goblin again. And hobgoblin. I put them all out this time so you can see the difference of them all. So we got the hobgoblin there, and then this is supposed to be a kobold, even though to me it looks more like a different type of goblin. And that's what I'll end up using them for. An orc. And then here we have he's a lizard man. Boy, that's pretty big. So he looks pretty cool. Another lizard man here. And I just wanted to put this framework up to see how it looked, and really like the pillars here and the stack of rocks. And if these rocks weren't in the way, I'd have to duck under this right here piece of wood to get through there. Otherwise, I can teleport on top of it like that. And it's pretty cool. So I got to teleport out. Anyway, and then here's the undead. Here's the two new ones back here. The vampire. Well, the ones I haven't shown on video. The vampire. And I guess this is the ghoul. And they're pretty cool. The vampire, actually, originally I thought he was kind of small, but now that I look at him like this, he's pretty big. Okay, and then, so we'll come over to here. And we have the snake. And I really like that. That's pretty neat. And these are all just in their idle animations. There's no colliders on them. I've seen these before over here. Go back over here first. The Hydra. So I really like the Hydra. It's really sweet. He's huge. So that's really great. And come over to here. And whoa, right through that freaked me out. The harpies. And there's two different ones. You can see one has breasts that are sticking out, and one's breasts are covered in feathers. Okay, and behind them, then we have, this is an ice golem. I love how icy he looks. It's really great. And over there's his cousin. I'll show you that in a second. But then here is a mountain dragon. That's pretty sweet. And his wings. His big, huge tail on the back. So, okay, come back over here. Oh my god, that's freaked me out. Okay. So we're behind them. Yeah, I like that. I really like the look of him. And we've got another golem, a stone golem. It looks pretty cool. I like the ice golem a little bit better, but he's only good for certain areas, obviously. Got to be up in the snowy mountains. That's pretty sweet. Okay, come over here. The werewolf. The werewolf is freaking huge. He is huge. So that's pretty cool. And behind him, I put in the treant. And, all these, when I saw them in third person or first person, boy, I didn't think they were that big, but they're huge this way. And over in the corner, I put some debris so you can see the skeletons that are all the bones. And then my favorite monster. I wish I could change his color, but it doesn't look right when I try to mess with it. But I'd have to mess with that in a different program. Um, the Eye Tyrant. Love Eye Tyrants. We live in their universe. We're just part of their dream. Anyway, then come over here. See what we got here. We've got the Cyclops here. Nice. And the Griffin. Whoa. So I love how he looks here. That's a great creature. And then over here, the Chimera. And I love the Chimera's tail. These creatures are gigantic. The Chimera's tail is awesome. Snake head. And we'll just come over to the demon here. He's like a Balrog. He's pretty sweet. I just don't like his whip that much. They need a little bit more in the whip, but I can understand why it looks that way. But I do like his sword. And he himself is pretty nice. It's like, whoa, man. That's pretty sweet. Okay. And then we come back over here. And we've got a Manticore. I think he's pretty nice. And then a troll. He's pretty cool. A spider. A rat. And a wolf. And then last but not least, a wyvern. And he's pretty neat. I love his tail. His tail is so cool. That is awesome. Okay. So I think that's all of them. So it's this big hall, and I tried to put in as few lights as possible. Well, I put in as many as possible without getting weird artifact stuff going on. And this came out pretty nice. So I like it for a little showroom and for a test room. And then the weapons, like I said, I finally got them to feel right. The sword feels right in my hand now. And the spear is good. And then the one thing I did about this mace is it's a fiery mace, but I turned the light down on it because if I turned the light up, it was creating crazy artifacts or it was making things blink and stuff. So I'll show you real quick. It's going to be really dark when I use it. Can use that. So if I come over, you can see there's still a little bit of light, but not as much. So I'll probably do that for the fire weapons, and there'll be other types of weapons like ice weapons and stuff like that. I'm really digging that. And grab that. But taking them both adds a little extra light. Anyway, I'm having a lot of fun with this. And just shot something over the way. I'm gonna start working on making the dungeon for it and a bigger dungeon, and like I've already started. And then I'm also waiting for 2019.3 for Unity because they just announced terrain holes for that. So I will actually be making a small terrain. Whoa. Making a small terrain with a hole in it to connect dungeons in. So that's my big goal. And but it's in beta right now. It should be out in a few months. So I'll just do some work with this now, and then it'll change with the next version of Unity. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. It's pretty cool. So anyway, take care. Have a good one.